right, so we are at halftime of the Georgia Ole Miss game. It's not going the way I thought. I thought Ole Miss would win this game. They've had plenty of opportunities to do so. The Kawhi Lacey fumble really messed things up for them and put Georgia up a good little bit. But that's not to say that Ole Miss isn't doing their thing. I think Ole Miss is almost I wouldn't say double, but they run a ton more plays than Georgia has. The only thing is Georgia's scoring on their drives. I think Georgia didn't score on like maybe one or I think it was like one or two drives Georgia hasn't scored on yet. So other than that, like what the hell was Ole Miss doing on that last drive? Number one, I don't. It's hard now to account for and figure out what targeting is in this league. Nobody knows anymore. Every day you see a different hit that could or couldn't be targeting. Every day. Me personally, I wouldn't have called that targeting, but I guess by the letter of the law they have to, whatever law this is. Um, so I really feel bad for the kid. You know, you're in you're in New Orleans during a bowl game. I mean, I feel so bad for him. You know, I feel like if you're gonna call targeting, let, make it be the longest penalty there is of 20 yards. But don't kick the kid out for the first targeting. If they're a repeat offender, that's completely different. But for the first one, unless it's super egregious, like somebody land on the ground and you run behind them and go and hit them after, like way after the fact, then yeah. But stuff like this, bro, you're in the heat of the moment. You didn't know this kid was going to get pulled down at the same time. So I feel super bad for him. As far as Ole Miss goes, bro, that kid should have went straight out of bounds, or not straight out of bounds, but he could have gotten at least like 4 or 5 yards and then still got out of bounds easily. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. And then even after he got up, he was jogging and basically walked the ball over to the ref and still couldn't get off the darn field. So uh, yeah, I really feel bad for Ole Miss in that situation. They really had a prime opportunity to go out and kick another field goal. That kicker, what's his name, Lucas? He has a leg. Um, he has made himself some money today just with his two kicks. I think the first one was like 55, the second one was 56 yards. I mean, bruh, he is bombing that sucker right down the middle, and they look like they're good for another 10, 15 yards. Um, Outside of that, bro, as far as the quarterbacks go, Trinidad Chambers hasn't looked bad. I mean, he's thrown the ball well. I think he's throwing it a lot, a little too much. But again, they've run a lot more plays. And also Lacey, he's running the ball well. I think he's averaging like 5 yards a carry right now. Then you flip to the other side, Georgia. I mean, Georgia's going to Georgia. Ole Miss is getting great pressure, but then Georgia's quarterback Gunnar Stockton's able to get out and either scramble or kick it to somebody so they can get the ball up the field, and they're doing a really good job at that. Um, Nate Frazier, he's running hard as hell. Every time he gets that ball, you feel like he's about to knock somebody over. I don't know what the full stats are, but I would assume that he's well over 100 total yards in the day so far. So I mean, it's a really good matchup. It's just unfortunate that Ole Miss fumbled because if they didn't fumble, I felt like they would have. If they wouldn't have scored, they would have gotten into field goal position on that drive and been able to at least attempt a field goal. So it's a good game. It's a really good game. For what it's worth, what the Ole Miss coaching staff is dealing with and not come out here and getting blown out is very impressive. Like it would be very easy for this Ole Miss team to just shut down and move on about their way, but they're not. They're staying with it. They're staying pat and trying their hardest. From what I can see, I don't see anybody really not trying. They've made a lot of good plays in this game, but I give all the credit to Georgia. You know, Georgia. Now, granted, their defense has been prone to giving up big plays this year. You've seen it so far in this game, so it's a really good game. Can't wait till the second half. As far as the rest of these games are concerned, you see I've already moved the teams on. Uh, Ole Miss or Oregon and Indiana are prime for that rematch. Cannot wait. It's gonna be a fantastic setting. Everybody's gonna pick Indiana, especially after what they did to Alabama. But I don't I would never look at this Alabama team as a leverage to rate yourself because we've seen what Alabama has been able to do or lack thereof in games against teams that can score and play defense. You had uh Oklahoma that they just played. Alabama could have been annihilated in that game if Oklahoma had a decent offense because they were up. What was it, 17-0? I mean, Indiana did the same thing. They went up 17-0, but guess what they did? They kept the foot on the pedal and they have a competent offense to go along with their defense. Georgia, their offense really wasn't doing much in the game against Alabama, but guess what their defense was? Dominating. Their special teams dominating. So that's why I don't put too much stock in that Alabama game. They were a blowout waiting to happen. I mean, they basically lost darn near the same way versus Georgia. So I can't wait to see this game. Um, boy, the Big Ten, I guess, runs college football now, which is nice to see, since we're new members of the Big Ten. But, we'll see how it goes. I would never be the type of guy that said the SEC is garbage and all that stuff. But as far as the media is concerned, they overrate the SEC every year. As far as keeping teams in the top 25 and counting those wins as schedule builders for when you all give out the ranked schedules. I mean, we just watched Iowa, who had 4 losses on the year, beat a Vanderbilt team, and their offense looks the best it has all year. So, with that being said, we're going back to the second half of this game. Hopefully, we can get a really good one out of the end of it. It should be a really good one. I mean, these are two different styles. Ole Miss is super fast, super fast, super fast. Georgia's methodical, and they're really conflicting right now. So, um, I still got hope that Ole Miss will pull it out, so I can be perfect. I'm not. I haven't been perfect on the Ohio State Miami game. I just wish I would have made that pick. That pick that I thought of a lot sooner, because then I would have been right about it. But whatever. Um, but yeah, I still got Ole Miss winning this game. I feel like they can pull it out. Well, I hope they can. Oh boy, could you imagine after the next round that there's no SEC teams in the playoffs? That will be a story as old as time. But right now, all of next week is going to be talking about, or the rest of this week and going into next week is going to be talking about the fall of Alabama and the rise of Indiana. I mean, there's no two bigger stories. I got the score right here. I'll see y'all after the game. Yeah, sounded a little weird, didn't I?